idea of my books is to have really complicated topics and figure out what they mean by using food.
We choose our recipes for this class to give our students an idea of what American cuisine and cooking is all about.
We'll be firing up the pits, turning the meat, mopping the meat, moving meat around, whatever we need to be ready by 8 o'clock.
I'm from Iran.
Taiwan.
I'm from Indonesia.
From Iran. From Brazil.
I'm from France.
Edible Alphabet is one of the Culinary Literacy Center's programs. And what we're doing at Edible Alphabet is we are teaching our students English through cooking.
And for B, the first picture is someone is mixing some ingredients. So you need to describe the picture to your partner.
Each week, the students are learning English through a recipe, and they're learning the names of ingredients, they're learning where to buy the ingredients, they're learning how to navigate a grocery store.
We choose our recipes for this class to give our students an idea of what American cuisine and cooking is all about. For example, we choose a lesson on pancakes, and we use that as a springboard to talk about American breakfast traditions. We also like to hear from the students about what they eat for breakfast in their home countries, and then we talk about what they might expect to find in an American restaurant or in the supermarket when they go looking for breakfast foods.
I like this class very much because it was fun for me and was more useful from other classes.
Our students are also sharing that they feel more comfortable in Philadelphia. That's been some feedback that we've gotten, that after being in our class, that Philadelphia seems to be a friendlier place. And that to me it's just beautiful. It's a real big part of why we're doing this in the first place.
I think that this class gives our students cultural literacy that they need to feel comfortable in their new home. When you're moving to a new country, many things will seem strange and unusual to you, and this class seeks to familiarize those elements.
What's this?
Pine nuts.
This is actually my favorite. This is actually my favorite picture. The illustrator did this one. It's an astronaut, yeah, but the little cupcakes. What do the following items have in common? The tile floor in the bathroom, the chain link fence at school, and the outside of your soccer ball. All three are examples of tessellations. Go on a tessellation treasure hunt around your home. Can you find examples of polygons that tessellate? This next tasty treat, tessellating two-color brownies, are not only knock your socks off delicious, but they also make a terrific tessellation. The idea of my books is to have really complicated topics and figure out what they mean by using food. I actually used to work at an elementary school. I worked at North Chevy Chase Elementary School, and I was a math teacher. Some of them really didn't like math that much, and so I was always trying to make it exciting. So one day we decided, it was just before winter break, and I decided that they were going to make these mathematical gingerbread houses. They measured out the perimeter of the roof. They found circles and different shapes. They measured how long the path was. They just made them mathematical. And when I went home that day, I thought, wow, this is a great way to teach kids about math. So you basically take the baking soda and the sugar, and you make a little bit of a paste with water, and then you take a Q-tip, paint it on the pizza dough, put them into the oven, and they come out with the writing. Something was brewing in America in 1773, and it wasn't just tea or coffee. Anger towards the British Parliament was about to boil over. On December 16th, colonists organized a protest called the Boston Tea Party. Patriots, Americans against British rule, met in taverns and coffee houses to plan what to do next. On the menu was coffee and honey jumble cookies, with a dollop of politics, of course. You should always be sort of thinking, how can I get people interested in this? How can I be a role model? How can I portray that this is really important and interesting and the stepping stone for, more learning? If you know that you've figured out something hard previously, then when it does get hard, when something comes along that really puzzles you, maybe you'll persevere, maybe you'll, continue with it because you know that you figured it out the last time.
Yeah, I will cry if I don't get any barbecue. Drove 200 miles to try this place, so yeah, I'm gonna be in tears. Big crocodile tears.
Barbecue is a hard work. It's a hard job. It's a dirty job. Oh, you could come out here with all painted up in makeup, but how long is that going to last? If you're going to want to keep your face nice, don't get into the barbecue business. You don't have that many women that are pit masters. You definitely don't have that many at my age that are pit masters. Some of them may be pretty close to my age.
Ain't no big deal to her. That's just normal working for her.
I'm Norma Francis Tominetz, pit master at Snow's Barbecue in Lexington, Texas. But you just called me Tootsie. My alarm went off this morning at 1:15, so I get up and dress and drive 17 miles, and I'm here at 2 a.m. every Saturday morning. We'll be firing up the pits, turning the meat, mopping the meat, moving meat around, whatever we need to be ready by 8 o'clock. In this pit, we have our chickens. Over here, we have our pork steaks. I've turned those and mopped them already. We'll have sausage on this far pit. The first big pit on the right is our spare ribs. The big pit on the left is the briskets.
I got here at 5:11. Like, you eat this barbecue, there's no chance you'll become a vegan anytime the rest of your life. Like, this barbecue could bring world peace. It is that good.
You turn them?
Turn them and mop them, and the first three are...
Do they need more heat?
They'll color a little bit on that side. They're good. I set a few of them pork up. I turned these back over, and I think if we don't put no heat on, they'll be good.
I can tell when they're done because I can tell how tender they are. Over the years, I've learned the feel of the cook of meat. Water, onion, and I boil that down. Then I add dry mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and vinegar. But I don't measure any of it. I just pour and hope it turns out good.
got here at 6:45. We're here for Tootsie. I mean, you know, she kicks ass, so I want her barbecue. That's why I'm here. We are ordering absolutely everything, so I'm really excited about obviously the brisket. We've heard great things, but I know pork steak, jalapeno sausage, smoked chicken, all of it. We're gonna get a full spread.
Y'all ready?
We are ready.
Almost ready. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open up. Appreciate everybody coming. You can take 4 or 5 at a time in there. We'll run it through everybody through the inside. Thank y'all.
A little bit of everything. Half pound of brisket, half pound of ribs, half pound of pork shoulder, and a half chicken.
It smells unbelievable
So
in
good.
here.
Yeah.
Like, wait, words can't describe it.
Okay.
Get the rest of
Yeah.
your stuff.
Getting there.
Wish us luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You don't need luck.
Thank you very much.
I have all kinds of faith in y'all.
Well worth getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning for, that's for sure.
It's 8 a.m. right now. This
Is it really 8 a.m.?
8:30 maybe?
Holy cow.
The pork shoulder is out of this world. I've never had pork shoulder like this anywhere else.
I've lost 50 pounds in the last like 6 months. So this is like my first like real good outing since like having like chicken broth for breakfast and smoothies for lunch. Like this is when I come do it for. So it's worth it to just binge on the good stuff every now and then.
We just got the same work habit, so if there's something to be done, we're gonna do it and take a break later. Everybody don't think that way.
Both in the workaholic condition.
That's kind of our enjoyment is working, and today's young'uns don't realize that at all. It's hard to find somebody that wants to work. If she's about 45 years younger, I'd be chasing her because I know
If I
a
was
little more.
45 years younger, I'd run like hell.
Sending in 12 and I got 12 left.
We'll run out of meat. I don't know how many briskets we got.
Well, I hate it this time of the morning when you've got so many in line and there's some of them that are not going to get anything, telling them that you're, possibly going to be sold out by the time they get there. Just kind of inform them that it's not a sure shot. Bringing bad news. I'm just telling you, it's going to be real slim back here, I'm thinking. Just a good exact count right now is like 27 briskets and there's about 7 ribs. Pork's going to be close, but I don't want y'all to be disappointed when there's nothing. I try to keep you informed as well as we can. And I've got cold beer. Anybody?
Cold beer?
Yeah, I don't want no money.
Don't try your crumbs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If they went out of food, I would cry.
Yeah, I will cry if I don't get any barbecue. Drove 200 miles to try this place, so yeah, I'm gonna be in tears. Big crocodile tears.
For sure.
We'll keep you posted.
The longer I chewed on it, the more the flavor developed.
Really?
It did. I almost didn't want to swallow because it just kept coming.
Kept
and
coming
I was
and
like,
coming and
oh
coming.
my gosh, this is fantastic.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We did. Good for you.
We try to take a lot of tender loving care into it. And
This is
brisket
love
went
right
on
here.
last night about 10 o'clock.
Well, the Lord has blessed you with a gift of the pit. So the Lord bless you. We'll be back.
Okay.
All
Thank
righty.
you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
All right.
We are totally out except for the vacuum sealed ribs.
Oh, we got to the door.
They ran out, but they have some vacuum sealed stuff, so we'll go with that one. We'll go that route. I'm not coming away empty-handed.
Okay. Okay.
Everything's washed up, ready for next Saturday, so now I'll rest till I'm ready to go home. Most people at this age want to sit down in a rocking chair and take it easy, and I'm still cooking. I pray that God continues to give me good health and a clear mind that I can cook for a long time yet.
I saw ramen. 100 million people drink coffee every day. So we're hoping that through coffee, and not just any coffee, a great coffee, a best coffee that come from that region where refugees live, we will be able to reach more people. Then they would be able to learn about refugee crisis and the refugee social entrepreneur right. A cup of 734 coffee can buy, this cup can buy 1 fishing net, also can buy pens, can help with our scholarship system to send kids to school. So we want to focus on aid free, meaning you want to give them a tool to help themselves.
The customers love it. Whenever they find out about the project, about the mission, they connect right with it. The coffee tastes delicious, and so it's a win-win on both sides. You get to enjoy coffee at the same time, be part of a bigger project.
Thank you. You're welcome. 734 is the geographical coordination of refugee camp in Ethiopia, where 250,000 refugees live. I know the struggle those refugees face every day. When I was 3 years old, my village was attacked, and then it was burned down by the northern part of the government. So we, the children, when our village was burned and we separate from our parents, we run to Ethiopia, and then we become refugees. Too many children are dying along the way. You fear every day, because you think you're going to die too. You see kids die from hunger because they don't have food. You see kids dying of cholera. You see kids dying of disease. You see kids just running away from refugee camp. They just wanted to go to a place to be home, and they die there on the way. So that's why we give fishing net, because they can go to river and fish for themselves. If you build a small community garden, they can grow their own food. If you also build a water wells, now you create a community, because they can get their water there, they can grow their own food there. They can also open their own market there. You know, like a 200,000 refugee is a market. A lot of different NGO went to Gambela because of the advocate work we done within them. But the thing is we actually done, give them people a fishing net, water wells, all those things made a huge, huge difference within the system of refugees, yes.
Refuge was started because my husband and I moved here to this community, and we fell in love with our neighbors, and really at the very heart we just wanted other people to know the refugee community. We felt like this was a hidden jewel in Atlanta, and a great way to introduce a group of people to another group of people is coffee. There was a need for job training to prepare people who are new to this country to get jobs that could help them to thrive, not just survive. We've had people from all different religions and countries, and there's a lot of cultural differences, but because of this base value of welcome, we find that what that really does is it enriches us rather than challenges us.
I went through the program, which like a year job training, development skills, which gave me a lot of experience to change too many things and learn the system here.
I'm very happy to help other refugees to improve their work skills and their language skills.
I've learned so much about other cultures, and there's so much beauty in them. And we miss out when we don't know those people, and we just put them in a box and label them. We're in the business of welcome. And welcome is something every human being needs, and it's something every human being can give. So it's a universal capacity and it's a universal need.
Everyone would be happy even if, we'd like obviously experience something really terrible.
There's always been a similar experience in our history where Alyssa too will always pray on behalf of those who are here, on behalf of those who speak to her and remember her. There's a sign of great honor and respect as we consecrate the headstone, because it also marks our love and connection that will forever remain an eternal testament to last over the years.
Help us celebrate her life. Come to the beach today, which was her favorite place. After today, and if you're feeling down and low, remember that Alyssa is with you. She'll lift you up, and she'll laugh with you. Hashtag live for Alyssa.
I always knew I was going to prom. I've looked forward to it since like freshman year, so I was like excited.
You only get one prom, and like it's kind of what every high schooler looks forward to. And I kind of just wanted it to be like this really happy, like night that I'm always gonna remember with my friends. So like I'm trying to like not let it be different than how it would have been before everything's happened. But I mean, obviously it is different. Like we're gonna have people who could have been at our prom not there.
It's like something normal, and like that's when everyone would be happy, even if, we'd like obviously experience something really terrible, but like that one night where we could like forget everything and still like remember all of our friends and things like that.
Haley told me, she was like, guess what, I have a date now. I was like, who? She's like, Kevin. I was like, yeah, Kevin texted. I was like, Kevin said, I mean, I'm sure my Kevin would love that, but like, what?
There's a lot of people from the community that wanted to like help out and sponsor our prom, and the venue itself gave like a really big discount, and the alumni network that we have like secured the DJ and like the party favors, and so we didn't have to pay for any of that.
She's so orange. Everybody kind of wants to be there because people can't be there. There's like over 800 people going, so it's a lot more than normal. We're living life like we're kids, because we are, even though like we now have to act a little more mature because of what has happened, but we're still just normal kids.